Well, it's that time of year again. It's my favorite time of year, at least one of them. If it ain't deer hunting in the fall, it sure is this time of year, and we all know what that is. Many of you have been emailing me and asking me when we're going to do some new videos, and so I just really haven't had a chance to get out, but didn't do very much. One thing, the weather's been so bad, but weather's kind of broke, and we're 2 days until season starts here in our home state, and I'm looking forward to another great year out in the turkey woods. You know, I've sat and I've tried to think how many tips I've gave over the last 3 or 4 years here on the channel, and a lot of you responded in such a great way. It's kind of still mind-boggling to me that just, you know, an old hick like me can get the following that many of you have that's followed our videos, and you enjoy them. So you kind of get a little bit of following here, and those that comment on the website, we're going to be doing some updates and stuff on the website. I just haven't got around to doing a lot, but I've sat and tried to think of tips I could give you this coming turkey season. I know a lot of you in the South have already probably bagged a couple turkeys, and maybe you know, you've got to jump on us guys up here, but some of your season's still 2 or 3 weeks away up in the north, or I think Ohio and a couple of more. It's about another week away, so we're going to try to be going up there hopefully in 3 or 4 weeks to a new place in Ohio that I'm looking forward to going to. But I've sat here and tried to think of of tips that I could give, and I'm sure I'll probably think of some as the season progresses. But whether you're 1 week into the season, or the first day of the season, or 4 or 5 weeks into the season, you can get out here and this, I think, is a tip for a beginning turkey hunter all the way to an experienced one. You can get out here and do everything right. You can master a diaphragm and make the prettiest sounds. You can get out here and you can do that. You can master a slate call. You can know how to work that gobbler in. But you know, once you get him up, once you get that turkey up in shooting range, a lot of times, pardon the old Appalachia vernacular here, but you can get caught with your pants down. And that means you can actually get caught and not be ready for that turkey. Sometimes they'll just be like kamikaze turkeys. They'll just come flying in on you. You know, you're not even ready for them. But most of the time, the right scenario is to have the gun across your knee, face mask, you know, full body camo, and ready for him, and have that gun pointed in the direction that he's coming. But a lot of times, you know, that don't happen. Sometimes you get caught. You know, you either walking and calling, he's just bam right there, and you have to just sit down, and all of a sudden he's just there, and you don't know how in the world you didn't spook him. Or, you know, you're sitting there, and everything gets quiet. You just kind of, you know, rest your knee and rest the gun off your knee or whatever, and then here he is. And what do you do? Well, I'm sure that every one of y'all turkey hunted a number of years has went through that scenario. And it's not a good feeling, because here you got an animal whose eyesight is just so superior, and you can't move. You know, on a white-tailed deer, you know, don't get up and whistle Dixie and do a jig, but you might get away with some movement on a deer. You know, I've had deer come up with a rifle or something, or even the bow, and you move real slow. They might sit there and look at you just for a minute. Not all the time, but sometimes you might get away with it. But you can't do that with a turkey, and many of you know that. So what do you do when, as the saying, you get caught unexpected or with your pants down? There's 2 times when I look to move. If I have to move, there's 2 times I do it. One, if I got the gun across my lap, or if the gun's not positioned and he's there, or let's say, and how many times has this happened to y'all? How many times has this happened? You're sitting there, and he's like, he appears here, and he moves just like this, and you're like this, and he's way to the right of you, or he's way to the left of you. You got to swing. How many times has that happened? And you can't move because, well, you can move 2 times. One, the old, you know, the old turkey hunting saying, wait till his head's behind a tree. Well, that's a good time. You know, make sure something's blocking him, whether it's like this big log here. If the cameraman can zoom on this log here, that log right there, if he's coming behind that log and his head goes behind that log and I'm sitting down here, then maybe, you know, then maybe I can move when his head's behind there. But how long does it take for a turkey to bob his head? Because he's constantly bobbing his head looking for that hen. Not very long. So I kind of get leery even when he says behind a tree, because, you know, just about the time you get, he may be coming out from behind that tree. What I like to do is sit there, and if he's coming in, and especially if he's full strut, you ain't got nothing to worry about. But a lot of times, if you got your decoys set up, it helps because his mind will be on the decoys. But if you have no decoys and he's there, get him full strut. Just call a little bit to him, let him fan out. Wait till he fans away from you and let his fan be covering his head. And when he's looking away, or his tail fan's covering his head, that's when you, don't be loud, but that's when you can move. All right, so some of you young hunters that's just starting out turkey hunting, that's a good tip for you. Wait till he's full strut, and wait till he's staring away from you and you actually see the butt of that turkey. I'll tell you, then you can move. Turkey's eyesight is so powerful, and I'm actually worried about it right now, because if you look, we've had a bad, kind of March, and we've had snow, we've had, cold weather, and you look, the woods are really open. It looks like November out here, and it's got me worried. I don't like years like that because they're so hard to slip on. But we'll make it some way. I want to go through here and see if I can hear any for Saturday. Y'all stay tuned.